Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am posing the ultimate question, and that is, should you purchase a Chanel classic flap? Big question. I know many of you already own one, and I'm hoping the one that you have, or the ones that you might have if you have multiple ones, are just perfect and they make your heart sing. That is what one of my subscribers said to me earlier in a comment. She said the bag should make your heart sing, and I totally agree. Yeah, so I hope that if you do have any, that you are so happy and over the moon about your purchase. For me, unfortunately, for those of you who've been following my other Chanel videos, I have had quite a journey with Chanel, in particular the classic flaps. I have other Chanel items that I adore, but it has been very difficult for me to find a classic flap that I love, because I keep finding issues, defects, flaws, imperfections, that sort of thing. So this is my second purchase that I made in the last month. The first bag was the exact same medium classic flap in the black caviar with the silver hardware. I returned it because there was a loose or like a popped stitch on the side that I hadn't discovered until I brought it home. And then this one, it has loose lining, which I will show you in a minute. So I thought it might be helpful for those of you who are on the fence and trying to decide if it's worth it to purchase a brand new, and I'm talking specifically about brand new Chanel classic flaps in the boutiques. I think it might be helpful to just consider some of the points that I have to share today. If you're purchasing used, pre-loved, vintage, that sort of thing, I think it's a little bit different. The price is different, the quality might be different. I have heard time and time again that the quality of the Chanel bags was much, much better. Everything was much more well made back in the day, and the quality has declined. So just a bunch of things to consider. But let me get started on my list. I've got 8 reasons why you may not want to purchase a Chanel classic flap. Okay, you may want to reconsider after this list. So reason number 1 is the most obvious, and that is the cost. So as of today, it's December 2019. Here in the US, the medium classic flap cost $5,800. The jumbo size, which by its name you can tell is a little bit larger than this one, and it's going to be a couple hundred more. And then there is a smaller size, which is not as popular and is not as easy to find, but it's slightly smaller than the medium, and that will be a couple hundred less. But I'm not going to get into all the specific prices. I just wanted to give you a ballpark. With tax and everything, you're going to be looking at, around the $6,000 plus range for sure. Definitely on the jumbo, you're going even higher. And it's a lot of money. So if you are in a financially secure situation and you make good money, or you have a good amount of savings, and you're just in a good place in your life, and you really, really want this bag for whatever personal reasons you might have, then go for it. By all means, enjoy it. Enjoy your life and buy the things that make you excited. But if buying this bag will put you in any kind of financial hardship at all, oh, sorry about that, I just knocked the camera. If it puts you in any kind of bind, and what I mean by that is, will it put you in debt? Will you have to sacrifice other basic essential needs? Will you have to slow down on, saving, or forego maybe paying down some debt? I don't know. There could be many ways that making such a big splurge can impact you. And if that's the case, you may want to reconsider, because it's a lot of money, and at the end of the day, it's just a handbag. To keep it all in perspective, it is just a bag. And there are other ways that you can save money. Like I said, you can go the pre-loved route. You can go check for vintage at the consignment stores. And then, of course, there are other Chanel bags that are not quite as expensive. And there are plenty of other designer brands that make beautiful bags at lower price points. Saint Laurent, Givenchy, Celine, Louis Vuitton. I mean, there's just Gucci, Balenciaga. There's so many, right? So your options are many, and so I would really just be careful and consider the cost and the impact of the purchase. Reason number 2 would be quality. Many have said, and I think it's kind of unanimous now in the Chanel community, that the quality of the Chanel classics, I'm talking specifically about the classics, has declined. And that is probably driven by the much higher demand. Chanel is now pressured to produce and manufacture so many more of these classic bags because it's become very mainstream. And, back in the day, they were probably producing hundreds. And now they're producing thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, who knows, around the world. And when volume goes up by that much, it's just, I don't know. I mean, one of the risks is that quality control goes to the side. There are imperfections, inconsistencies. And unfortunately, in my personal experience, that has turned out to be true. Like I said, this is my second classic flap purchase, but probably like the sixth or seventh bag that I actually inspected in the boutiques, because they all seem to have some small flaw, one or the other. Yeah, so if you're a stickler for quality and that's going to bother you or stress you out or make you really upset and it's not something that you can stomach, you may want to reconsider. I'm talking pop stitches, loose stitches, frayed leather edges, mismatched sides, not being symmetrical. Like this bag is not perfectly symmetrical. Over here it's quite neat on the right and straight, and then on the left there's this indent, and this bag has never been used. It still has its tag on it because it's about to be returned. I've seen feathering and fraying on the leather on the chains. I have seen bags where the quilting does not line up. And now in this particular case, I have loose lining at the bottom of the bag. There is an air pocket. As you can see, when I push it down, there's a bubble there. There's also bubbling on the side. The lining is supposed to be flat and snug and neat, very tidy. This one looks very sloppy, unfortunately, and that is the reason why I am returning it. Obviously, with a brand new bag, you don't want to see any scuffing or any scratches. Usually, the hardware is protected with stickers. I took those off because I thought I was keeping this. Yeah, so there could be a variety of issues. Aside from that, there are like style or preference issues. I don't know how to describe it, but for example, if you are expecting a bag that is really puffy and quilted, you might be handed a bag that is super flat and very matte, or vice versa. So you have to have the stamina to go through a couple of bags, feel confident enough to ask for another bag so that you can compare. If you don't want to go through all of that and it sounds like a headache, then you may want to just bypass the whole Chanel classic line. Okay, moving on to reason number 3. Tolerance. If you have a low level of tolerance for any kind of stress or frustration or annoyances, again, this is kind of tied to the quality piece. You may want to save yourself the headache because there's probably a greater chance that you're going to find something that's a little off about the first bag you get, or the first bag that you're shown at least, and you're going to have to kind of go through a process. And if you're not the type to kind of hunt, like for me personally, believe it or not, I don't like to shop. I love to do online shopping because it's easy, quick, and convenient. I don't like standing in lines. I don't like trying things on. I'm not really a shopper. I just appreciate nice, well-made items, and I like to have them and wear them and enjoy them. But I don't like the process of shopping. So if you have low tolerance for things like that, then this might be kind of an annoying, experience for you. But if you love finding like the perfect item and hunting for it and scouring the earth to find the one, then yeah, this, I think you're cut out for it, for sure. Okay, we are on to reason number 4 why not to purchase a Chanel Classic flap, and that is service. And what I mean by that is both customer service and repair service. If you are a Chanel fan and you've shopped in the Chanel boutiques a few times at least, I'm sure you've come across or observed at least one or more snarky, rude, unfriendly essays. Not to say there aren't some really lovely ones out there, but unfortunately the ones that are not so great give them all a bad rap, in my opinion. You're buying expensive items that are supposed to be high-end luxury, and you know, me personally, I got some looks. I got an eye roll when I asked to see another bag because the first two that I was shown I was not happy with. And that really shouldn't be the case. You know, it's a shame because I think it tarnishes the brand and the brand image. But anyway, if you're expecting some amazing, like 5-star white glove service, I would definitely advise you to adjust your expectations. Otherwise, you may be disappointed. And then also, because there are quality issues, or even if you get a perfect bag over time, there might be something that happens to your bag if you've had it for a while. And you can go in and ask for repair. But I have heard many, many stories where the SA that you're working with will just outright decline, and they'll say, oh, that bag is supposed to look like that, or it's normal, or we can't handle that for you. Or in some cases, in many cases, they will accept the repair, but you have to pay for it. It's not like it's free. In many cases, you have to pay, and then you have to wait. You have to wait for them to repair it. So you're out of a bag for a while. And in some cases, I've heard that the bag is with them for months before you get it back. So I feel like that's just kind of crazy. And I don't think I have the patience for all of that. So service is something to consider. And then reason number 5, maybe one of the silliest, but I think it's worth mentioning. Don't buy this bag if you think, oh, this is like a status symbol. Don't buy this bag because you think it will make you feel a certain way, prestige and class and all of that, because that may have been true back in the day when more of that stuff mattered, like class structure and everything. And also when this was much more exclusive and really only the elite owned a Chanel classic flap or a Chanel bag at all. But nowadays it's become so mainstream. Everyone and their mother has a Chanel bag. I see the classic flaps everywhere here in New York City, and there are so many replicas and super fake ones that I don't know, it's become kind of basic, right? Or maybe the basic is not the right word. It's become a little bit more common and mainstream and, dare I say, ordinary. I still love the bag. I still love the look of the bag, and I'm still very much attracted to Chanel. But I wanted to be honest and just share some of the things that are not so great about, Chanel and in particular classic flaps. So again, if you think this is going to earn you some kind of status symbol, nope. I would say that's probably not a good reason to purchase this bag. Moving on to reason number 6, lifestyle. If your lifestyle does not suit this bag, or this bag does not suit your lifestyle, then it's a whole lot of money to spend to have something just sitting in your closet collecting dust. And what I mean is, think about the outfits that you wear. Think about where you go on a daily basis, what your work environment is like, what your social life is like. Do you have enough occasions to wear this bag? Are you going to wear it daily, casually? Just kind of think about how it fits into your life, because if it doesn't fit into your lifestyle, it may not be the right bag for you, and there are so many other options out there. So, for example, I love light crossbody bags. That's my favorite kind of bag. Most of my bags are crossbody bags. This one cannot be, well, I shouldn't say cannot be worn crossbody. It really wasn't designed to be worn crossbody. I could if I wanted to, and I know a lot of people out there are starting to do that, and it's become more trendy. But I'm about 5'5", and when I wear this crossbody, it hits right below my chest, and in my opinion, on me, it looks a bit strange, and it's not that comfortable. I can do it if I need to be hands-free, but I don't think that's the best look for this bag. But that's okay, because I wanted this bag for special occasions, and I like the look of wearing it long on my shoulder. That's actually my preferred way of wearing it. So I'm being gentle with this bag because it's going to be returned, and I don't want to play around with it too much. But I thought while I have it, I wanted to make this video and kind of share, have some eye candy for you guys too while I'm talking. But I think it looks so pretty like this, hanging off your shoulder. And that's how I had planned to wear it. So yeah, but I was gonna say when I was a mom. I'm still a mom. I have two kids that are both in elementary school. But when I was a younger mom and my kids were babies, this would not have fit into my lifestyle. Pushing a stroller or strapping the baby on my chest and then I've got this dangling off of me. No. I would have needed a lighter, bigger, probably tote for diapers and wipes and snacks and bottles and that sort of thing. But it fits my lifestyle now. So just something to consider. And then reason number 7, if you're someone who takes pride in being really different and differentiating yourself from others, you feel like you've got a unique look, you have a signature look, you're very fashion forward, that sort of thing, then this bag may not make you feel all tingly inside because, like I said earlier, you're going to see it everywhere. You probably do see it everywhere, and I don't think it's really unique at all. Maybe if you get it in a very different color. Black is everywhere, but unfortunately I love black. Yeah, so I'm not a big, I don't care if I'm different or unique. I'm not a trendsetter. I'm really not. I'm just a regular gal and I love what I love. So I'm not trying to be fashion forward. I'm also not trying to mimic anyone. I'm just doing my thing, right? But I think there are people out there who have such creative, unique, and gorgeous styles, and I look at them like, wow, how'd they put that together? It's just so them. And I don't know, if you're like that, this may not do it for you. Okay? And then moving on to the very last reason, which is reason number 8. Look at this bag. Does it make your heart sing? I'm again using the words of my subby. When you look at this bag, I wish you could feel it and smell it too, because, that's the other reason why I love classics. It's just such a tactile experience. The chains, the quilting, the turn lock. I think that's why I love it so much, actually. I'm such a tactile, sensory kind of person. But anyway, if for whatever reason you look at this bag, you hold this bag and you go, oh my gosh, yes, 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 and it makes your heart sing, yeah, even if it's irrational, even if it's expensive, go for it. Let me be the bad influence. But if you look at this bag and you're like, oh yeah, it's a pretty bag, okay, that's fine, what about it? If it just doesn't make you tingle, don't spend so much money just to have something because you think you should have one because everyone has one, or because you think, oh, I'm a grown-up now, I'm expected to own one, or I make such and such amount of money, so now is the time to get one. No, those are all silly, really stupid reasons. I had to say it, but that's silly if you live your life like that, right? I know we're all influenced and pressured and inspired too by others, especially, with Instagram and all the social media and influencers and bloggers and all of that. Of course, we're influenced every day. But that's why you need to just stare at this bag and hold it for a minute and decide, how do you feel? Because despite all of the issues I've had with my recent purchases, I still think this is a gorgeous bag and I still want to own one. I just don't know if I have the stamina to keep going with the hunt, right? But if somebody handed me a bag and said, here's a bag, I already inspected it, it's perfect, trust me, look at it, it's good to go, yeah, I would exchange it for that one and I'd be done, So yeah, that's gonna be the last reason that I list. It is basically, if you love it, go for it. If you don't love it and there's some other silly reason why you feel like you should have it, don't do that. Don't do that. Cost, quality, some frustration and stress that might come with it, service level being wonky, status symbol being non-existent, all of those reasons, it's not worth it. So I hope this was helpful. I wanted to just be really raw and honest with my experience and just share some of my candid thoughts so that if any one of you is on the fence, you can make an informed decision for yourself. And whatever you decide, I hope you're super happy, and I hope that you enjoy the bag if you get one, and I hope that if you don't get one, that you enjoy something else. So that's it for today. I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to do so and join the club. Thanks so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.